Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Sports, and this is my Week 2 NFL predictions. I ended up going 15-1 last week, but when I did my ESPN Pick'ems week, it said I was 14-2. So the only two games I got wrong were the Patriots and the Bengals, and the Steelers and the Falcons. But in my Week 1 predictions, I picked the Steelers to win that game. So technically, I'm 15-1. But I'll count it. I'm technically 15-1, and after last week, end up picking one game wrong. So good for me, I guess. However, Week 2 there's going to be a lot of interesting match of games. There are some games that I feel confident in that I'm going to get right, and there's games that I feel like I might end up getting wrong. Again, these prediction videos are just made for fun. So if I pick your team to lose a game, don't take it the wrong way. This is just my opinion. So yeah, just take it with a grain of salt. And also a couple things before I begin this video. We are doing a live stream tonight on Madden 25. It will be the Bills-Dolphins game, which is going to be the Thursday night game for this week. And we're going to do it on Madden. So stay tuned for that. And I'm currently uploading my college football video that I did, I think, on Tuesday. So yeah, stay tuned for those two videos. Stay tuned for that video and that live stream. And with that said, let's get into predicting some football. Alrighty, starting things off with Thursday Night Football, we have the Miami Dolphins hosting the Buffalo Bills. This is a pretty good game. Really wish this wasn't the Thursday night game. I really wish this was the Sunday night game. But whatever, this ended up being the Thursday night game instead. Again, really wish this was either the Sunday night game or the Monday night game, just because I feel like, that this game has like Sunday night, Monday night vibes, but whatever. Who knows? Maybe this will end up being a decent game. Buffalo last week, they ended up having a big win against the Arizona Cardinals. Their defense last week ended up struggling big time, which is not good for me because I actually have the Bills defense in my fantasy league, but I have Josh Allen, thank heavens. Josh Allen pretty much carried the Bills to a win last week against Arizona. And so going into this week against the Dolphins, if the defense struggles, that means Josh Allen's going to carry this team to a win, which I kind of hope happens because, again, I have a couple Bills players. I have the Bills defense and Josh Allen on my fantasy team. Hopefully, both the defense, especially the secondary, steps up a little bit today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And Josh Allen plays well, but again, who knows? And then you have the Dolphins. They're coming off of a big win against the Jaguars last week. That was, I believe, a comeback win against Jacksonville. This is going to be a pretty good game. Again, a fun game to watch. I'm picking Buffalo to win this game. I guess Miami's favorites to win this game, which is interesting. But give me the Billies. I think they're going to take down the Fins in Miami. I'm totally not picking the Bills because I have, a few of their players on my fantasy team or anything. Definitely not. But coming up next for our Sunday night games, we're starting off with the 12 o'clock games. We got the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. Look, this isn't the Giants that you're playing. You just went from playing one of the worst teams in football to probably the best team in football, besides the Kansas City Chiefs. This offense, the 49ers offense, I think it may be a bit too much for the Vikings defense to handle. I don't know. I just feel like the 49ers are going to absolutely tear up the Vikings defense, and I think they're going to pull off another victory for San Francisco. Next up, we've got the New England Patriots taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I really want to pick the Patriots to win this game. I feel like this is going to be a very boring game. This is probably going to be a very low-scoring game. I really want to pick the Patriots to win this game again, but I'm going to be taking the Seahawks in this one. I feel like their defense is going to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more stronger than the Bengals' defense was. And the Patriots, even though they pulled off a win last week, it was not the prettiest win ever. The offense last week was not that great outside of Ramondre Stevenson. The defense was solid. Christian Gonzalez, he had himself quite a day, guarding Jamar Chase. And hopefully whoever Christian Gonzalez is guarding, facing this week, who knows, maybe he'll be, just as good as he was in week one. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a defense-heavy game. Two teams with great defenses. Very low-scoring game, in my opinion, but I feel like Seattle is going to pull off a win, or is going to run away with the victory against the Patriots in this one. Then we're heading down to MetLife. We're going to watch an NFC East division matchup. We got the New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. I'm picking Washington to win this game. I don't really know if anybody's going to feel confident picking the Giants after last week. And with the Daniel Jones slander, like when he went to his car after the game on Sunday, and fans were just, trashing him and everything, I felt kind of bad. I get it. He's not the best quarterback in the world, but I feel like we can, take take it down a notch or two on the Daniel Jones hatred. I mean, yeah, he's not the best football player in the world, but, at the end of the day, he is a human being, and I'm pretty sure, that he probably doesn't sleep good at night or wake up great in the next morning knowing that the entire world absolutely despises this guy just for being a terrible quarterback. But with that said, I'm picking Washington to win this game. I think Jaden Daniels will have a solid game. Again, a very boring game in my opinion, but I think Washington's going to pull off the win. Next up, we've got the Carolina Panthers hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. I almost called them the San Diego Chargers for a second. Same thing. This is a hot take, but I think the Chargers should have never left San Diego. They should always be the San Diego Chargers, not the Los Angeles Chargers. Just, I don't know, San Diego Chargers. Just, that sounds a lot better than Los Angeles Chargers. Anyway, I'm picking the Chargers to win this game. Kind of like the Giants last week. I don't really think a lot of people are going to pick the Panthers after after what happened last week. When doing my picks last week when doing my picks on ESPN yesterday, I saw that there was like 3% going towards the Panthers, and like 97% end up going to the Chargers. Well, hopefully, if the Panthers somehow do pull off this win, the 3% of people in my pick'ems week, or in the pick'ems, whatever it's called on ESPN, the 3% of people that are picking the Panthers, well, they're going to be one game up on each other if that ends up happening. But I'm taking in the Chargers. I feel pretty confident in that pick. I feel like this is going to be the easiest pick out of all the games going into week 2. Next up, we've got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New Orleans Saints. This would be a pretty good game if it was like 2010, 2011 or something. But in 2024, this is not a very good matchup. And I'm taking Dallas to win this game. Saints fans, I know they're riding high after their week 1 game, or their week 1 win last week. It came against the Panthers. Chill out a little bit. You beat the Panthers. I mean, and now you're facing Dallas. That's a little bit more of a challenge than Carolina is. I feel like that's all I have to say about it. I'm picking the Cowboys to take down the Saints. Again, this would be a fun matchup if it was like 2011, Tony Romo versus Drew Brees. However, in 2024, we're seeing Dak Prescott versus Derek Carr. That's not the most exciting QB matchups of all time. Next up, we've got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. I would pick the Packers to win this game. However, Jordan Love is most likely not going to play this game. Looks like Jordan Love, he'll be out for a few weeks. I don't know if a lot of people feel comfortable in Malik Willis for the next few weeks. Who knows? Maybe Malik Willis has the game of his life, and and somehow the Packers find a way to win a game. But I'm picking the Colts to win this game. Again, there are some concerns with Anthony Richardson and his accuracy and everything. Hopefully, he can turn it around after last week. After almost upsetting the Houston Texans at home, but I'm picking the Colts to win this game again. And this can go either two ways. Malik Willis has the game of his life, and the Packers find a way to win a game, or the Colts will try and find a way to pull off a win on the road. And I feel like option 2 is going to happen, and it's going to be the Colts taking on or winning this game against the Packers. Also, I know I need to get a new Colts helmet because that one is kind of all beat up and everything. Next up, we've got the Cleveland Browns headed into Jacksonville to take on the Jags. Taking Jacksonville to win this game. Cleveland, I just got to ask you guys, how bad does your quarterback have to be to make the Dallas Cowboys look like the good guys? That's all I got to say. I don't know. But with I don't know if a lot of people are going to pick the Browns in this game and to win this game, unless if their defense ends up being too much for Trevor Lawrence, which it most likely will. But I feel like Jacksonville is going to pull off a win. They usually do pretty decent at home. This is, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a Jacksonville win. Very low scoring game. But I think the Jags are going to get the job done. Then we got the New York Jets flying into Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Titans. I'm picking the Jets to win this game. I feel like the Jets defense is really going to step up again in this game. It might be a little bit too much for the Titans to handle. I don't know why it seems like the Jets are favorites to win this game, and so I'm gonna pick the Jets to beat the Titans. Next up, we've got a pretty good matchup right here. We got Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Detroit, Michigan to play Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. I feel like this is going to be a really good game. This is going to be most likely a revenge game for the Buccaneers, kind of like how the last week was kind of a revenge game for the Rams. However, they didn't pull off a win because they're playing in Detroit. But I'm picking the Lions to win this game. I think the Lions will win by a smidge. Again, I feel like this is going to be, a lot of people are saying this might end up being the game of the week. And I 100% agree. I think this is going to be a very fantastic game. This is going to be a fun game to watch. And I think that Detroit's going to pull off the win against the Buccaneers. Last 12 o'clock game for week 2, we're going down to Baltimore to watch the Ravens take on the Las Vegas Raiders. I think Ravens will win this game. Picking the Ravens to win. I feel like this will be kind of a nice little bounce back win for the Ravens after what happened in Arrowhead last week. Don't really have a whole lot to say about this game. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a Baltimore victory. Then you got the 3 o'clock games. You got the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Los Angeles Rams. I'm picking the Rams to win this game. I really want to pick the Cardinals. I really do. I want to see the Cardinals pull off a win. However, I feel like the Rams are going to be just a little bit better. Cooper Kupp ended up having a pretty decent game last week, despite the Rams being on the losing end of things. Filling in or stepping up after Puka Nacua ended up going down with an injury. Cooper Kupp really stepped up, and he ended up having a pretty decent game. But I think the Rams they're going to have a nice little bounce back win after last week. The Rams they're going to be a really good team this year. They're probably not going to be like a top 10 team or anything. Or well, they probably could be a top 10 team, but probably not like a top 5 team or anything. But the Rams they're going to be a tough team to play, and I feel like they're going to make every game in this year pretty much a bloodbath, pretty much. Hopefully what I said ended up making sense. But I'm picking the Rams to to win this game against the Cardinals. Even though I want the Cardinals to somehow pull off a win, I feel like it's going to be LA who ends up taking it home. Next up, we're going down to Arrowhead to watch the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Another game that could possibly be like a Monday night game, but that's just me. I'm picking the Chiefs to win this game. Joe Burrow, he did not look the greatest in week one. It seems like he's not 100% healthy, which is a really big concern. You can't beat the Patriots. If you're going to struggle against the Patriots, then you're 100% going to struggle against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially on the road at Arrowhead. And then the Chiefs, I mean, they can beat anybody. They can beat the Ravens. They're going to have absolutely no problem taking down the Bengals. Then you got the Denver Broncos taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is either going to go two ways. This could somehow be a Broncos win. However, I feel like the Steelers are going to pull off a win here against the Broncos. I picked the Steelers to win last week. I checked the footage of week one, and I did pick the Steelers. It was a coin flip game, and the Steelers ended up winning in the coin flip, and I picked them to win. But for some reason, my ESPN Pick'ems league that I'm in ended up having me pick the Falcons. I don't know why I picked the Falcons. I picked the Steelers to win. But pretty much, I think what happened last week against Atlanta might happen again here in Denver, except for I think the Steelers will score a touchdown. TJ Watt, he's going to have himself a field day against Bo Nix. I think, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I think TJ Watt's probably the best defensive player in the league outside of Max Crosby. And I think the Steelers defense is going to really step up once again against the Broncos offense, and this may not be a great game. May not be the best home debut for Bo Nix over there in Denver. And for our Sunday night game, we're going down to Houston, Texas to watch the Houston Texans take on the Chicago Bears. Texans are going to win this game. The Bears offense is probably the scariest offense right now heading into week 2, and that's not really a good thing. The Bears won the game, yes, but that was mainly because their defense stepped up in the second half, and their special teams was really good. It had nothing to do with Caleb Williams. It had nothing to do with their offense. The Texans right now, this is a team nobody wants to mess around with. C.J. Stroud, he's going to do anything he can to DeMarco Ryan. They're going to do anything they can to line up their troops and take the Bears down. Yeah, sorry, Bears fans. I don't think this is going to be your Sunday night. And heading into our Monday night game, we've got the Eagles taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I really don't know why this is the Monday night game. I feel like there's so many other options for the Monday night game. I think the Lions and Buccaneers game, that could be a Monday night game. Bills and Dolphins even. I don't know. There's just a lot of other options for Monday night game of the week. I'm picking the Eagles to win this game. Atlanta's offense does not look very good. The Falcons, they were not good in the preseason. They were not good last week against Pittsburgh. And I think they're going to struggle again against the Eagles. Kirk Cousins also didn't look very good last week either. Like I said before, if the Steelers' defense is going to have a field day picking off Atlanta's offense left and right, then I think the Eagles' defense is going to be pretty much a much better defense than what the Steelers have. That, and I think Saquon's is probably going to have himself another great day on the offensive side of things. In the Battle of the Birds, I'm picking the Eagles over the Falcons. So there you guys go. That is my Week 2 NFL predictions. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys did, you know what to do. Leave a like. Best way to show your support. Subscribe if you're new here if you enjoy the content. Do you agree with my picks? Do you disagree with me? Comment down below. Let me know. Stay tuned for tonight, or for our Thursday night game. Our Thursday night Madden stream of the week, it will be the Bills and Dolphins. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.